Hey guys, how we doing? Treg's here. Welcome to episode 3, day 3 of a little task I've set for myself for June to do a video every day for socials and YouTube, mental health walk and talk. Tonight I'm joined by Becky Adams Fitness, the one and only, and we are in Dinas Woods with the dogs. We're not dogging in Dinas Woods, we're just out walking in Dinas Woods with the dogs. It's absolutely beautiful round here, and at some point I'm going to give Bex the phone. She's gonna talk, because it's just not been this year and pre the start of the year. It's not just been about my dad's health battle. Becky's had her own issues going on. She hasn't really said too much about it with her eye, which has been a big setback, but we are getting there. It's been a big challenge. I think I spoke yesterday to say that we've had so many highs since we've met, and you know, right now it's tough and we're challenging. It's challenging, and we're like, yeah, we can do this. We can walk through the fire together. It's not all you know, like city breaks and you know, going to the pub on a Friday. So day 3. Oh my gosh, I want to first off talk about like how like one day can change a lot mentally, right? Yesterday when I did that video, I was on a thread. I was knackered. I've said this before. With my ADHD, if I have a bad night's sleep, I start catastrophizing. Like everything goes. I was really sort of like, you know, back in that kind of like fear in the worst kind of vibe yesterday. Still showed up for my clients because I love that, and I love that routine. But I was back in the kind of fear in the worst mode. Becky is here. She's just been waiting for Cassie. Where is Cassie? Oh, she's coming. Come on, Cassandra. We've got Cassandra Adams as well. Here she is, as well as Holly and Ivy. Yeah, and it was one of those days yesterday. We just sort of hanging on, ticking boxes. And I always say to clients, when your sleep goes, hormonally as well, it's a problem, because you're producing ghrelin, which is a hunger hormone, makes you want to eat more. I did that. But even when I did my numbers last night, it was like, I was chatting to a client, I was like, it was a few bagels and a couple of lollies. It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to get a fucking, you know, a Domino's pizza or anything like that. It's never bad these days like that. In fact, I ordered a Domino's pizza for my son and his mate last week during half term, and they left 3 slices at the end, which they couldn't eat. And do you know what? I had 3 slices and it was lovely, very enjoyable. I didn't like wake up full of self-hatred, but you know, whoever stops at 3 slices. So anyway, yeah, last night I went to bed early. I was like, right, you know what? I said to my son, my youngest is staying with me, my eldest is with his mum. I said to my son, look, you go to bed normal time. He'll have lights out by 10. I said, I'm going in the other room. I'm gonna go to bed sort of 9:45. No, it was probably 9 o'clock. And I've said this before. Sometimes I will have just a slither of night nurse if I'm really wired. Now, the recommended amount if you're unwell is kind of like a cap like that. I have a lick. Like you would think, what's the point in that? It works for me, all right? It just absolutely works. And I slipped into a coma for the best part of 9 hours. It was amazing. And when I woke up, I felt absolutely reborn. And like the contrast in the emotions and the feelings just from getting a good night's sleep. Like sometimes I bore myself when I talk about the importance of sleep, but you will know the difference in how you feel when you have a bad night's sleep or you have a very good night's sleep. I woke up and I was like, yeah, I don't know about you, I know Bex does this as well. You do like a quick maths in your head. Right, I fell asleep at this time, I've woken up at this time. Yeah, that's got to be 8.5, it's got to be 9 hours. I wonder what my body battery is. I was like really enthused, whereas like the day before I didn't dare want to check it. And then what I did is something that I've been really enjoying this week, is I went out for a run in nature with my youngest dog Ivy, and it rained today, which was incredible. I mean, I was talking to a client earlier. We both said that running in the rain is really, really enjoyable.
Did I say that?
No, it wasn't you. No, it wasn't you. You didn't even find running enjoyable. But yeah, running in the rain is really, really enjoyable. And again, no phone. Left the phone in the van or in the car, and we just had an amazing time. And there's a couple of things I've noticed this week is, even though running hasn't really been part of my plan this year, going out in nature and like not going, right, I'm going to do this time. I'm with the dog. I'm like stopping, throwing sticks in the water, and you know, I'm watching her try and chase squirrels. But just going out, no phone, no music, just out in nature first thing in the morning, and the heavens opened up. I was literally buzzing for the rest of the day. So everything I'm trying to do at the minute, whilst everything's going on my dad, which is extremely challenging, is I'm doing everything I can to keep like my feel good endorphins elevated, to keep my body feeling good. And I've already earmarked another run in the morning. And again, I might not go as far as 10k tomorrow, but it's a high tide as well. So I'm going to take the youngest. The eldest doesn't quite cope with longer runs, and we're going to have a run in the sea dip. And I'll tell you what, it has brought me so much joy, just like these walks do, you know. It is no problem walking dogs a couple of times a day. In fact, when I was out running today with my dog, I was just thinking, more of this, please, universe. Like, just more of this. I just want to coach people, create content, and just walk my dogs, run with my dogs, and get in nature. Isn't that right, Becky Adams Fitness?
Yes.
We want more of this, universe.
Yeah,
it's just such a, you know, like, I cannot emphasize enough where we're told that, oh, you'll be happy when you get this car, you get this promotion, you get this job. Again, you lot who've got dogs or get out in nature will understand this. Like, I've chased success. I wanted boot camps all over the country. I wanted people to go, oh, that's Coach Treggs. He's got all these boot camps. And I got this car, got that. I've realised oh, no, that means shit. It's how you feel. And actually running in nature with my dog this morning, no phone, just seeing her, like living it through her, like how excited she was just to get in the water with like me finding a little stick to throw in the water. And then me slowing her down and going, shh. Where are the squirrels? And then watching her like go. It was just like, I was just like, this is just amazing. And we're sold this kind of like, this like hustle, push, get that promotion, get that car, buy this shit you don't need. Could turn that into a tune. So I'm finding a lot of happiness and just, I'm drawn to nature at the minute. And the great thing about nature, I said this on a video the other day, everyone has got somewhere like this, no matter where you live. You'll have somewhere like this that you can get out in, and it's free. And putting one leg in front of the other is free. And today's a good day, in the words of Ice Cube. I just said to Bex, you know, we've had some tough times over the last couple of weeks, at the tail end of my dad's radiation, and just you know, not being able to spend as much time together because of everything that's going on. Bex had her own health issues, which she's going to talk about in a bit. You all right talking about it?
Yeah.
And yeah, just doing stuff like this is so bloody important, because it would be so easy to bury your head in like crap food, takeaways, beers, blah 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 blah. But that just brings you only short-term sort of gratification. This way, doggies, only short-term gratification. And the long-term gratification comes from, you know, looking after yourself. Just doing shit that challenges you. Anyway, I'm gonna put you over to Becky Adams Fitness, and she's gonna do the talking because my arm's about to fall off. We didn't bring the selfie stick that you got for me.
Found an old selfie stick in the cupboards, and yeah, for Treggs' walk and talks. What am I talking about then?
Talk about your eye and how the challenges have not just been about my dad.
No, I've had a few challenges this year. It's been a journey. So rewind to just before Christmas, someone drove in the back of me, and it didn't seem like much at the time. Took the kids to hospital to get them checked out. Kids and the dog were in the car with me. And Jacob, my son, he had a broken collarbone at the time, so he kind of went. So I was like, right, get him checked out. My daughter banged her head on her phone. Like, right, get the kids checked out. And by the time we got seen, I was just like, right, let's just go home. This was about 2 days before Christmas. And then instantly I felt my neck and my head. I was like, oh, I've got whiplash. And then 7 days later, I lost the vision in one of my eyes. I pretty much lost, it just started getting blurred, it started getting worse. And I was like, oh, went to the opticians, and I'd had a blood clot in my eye. And it was really bad. There was like swelling on the back of my eye. And yeah, they booked me into hospital, and yeah, that was a bit of a shock. And basically my body was in shock. I went to the hospital and I was just like, right, okay, how long before I'm better? Because this had happened two years ago. You can't really make this up. 2 years ago, I had quite a bad car crash where someone drove into me and knocked me off. I'm a really good driver. But it's just like, I don't know, for some reason the universe sent me these two car bumps. And after the first one, I had a blood clot in my eye, and just like, oh, it's bad luck. So I knew what had happened, but this time it was worse, even though the actual bump had not been so bad. And yeah, I went to the hospital, and they just like, oh, okay. I was like, right, when can I start training again? When can I start doing handstands? And they were like, never. No, you can never do that again. I was like, so yeah, there were a few tears that day, weren't there? There was a bit catastrophizing. There was, like, over those few months was a little bit of an ego death. My whole career and kind of social media presence, a little bit of my identity, all of that is built on my strength, and then suddenly that was taken away. So that was like a real ego death. And I was like, well, who am I without that? You know, and it was just like, my career was in question. This was January now. I couldn't really work. I couldn't take on new clients. I was struggling to serve the clients.
Dizzy spells in the gym,
I was having wild cardiovascular symptoms like palpitations, dizzy spells. My blood pressure was through the roof. It was like my body was basically in shock. And yeah, so since then I've had to do all the things. We have been teetotal apart from one party, and the day after that I was like, I am not drinking again. That did not feel good. My vision felt like it was worse after alcohol, so I was like, there's no way I'm drinking. And yeah, it's just yeah, there's been a lot of reflection needed, a lot of looking at my, you know, who I am. Like, who am I without my strength? Who am I without my career? You know. And at one point I was like, oh, and you're going to finish with me. You know, I was a little bit of a, go on, I don't know, you said something about me having a wonky eye or something.
I said, if you ever try and leave me, I'll cut you into little pieces and put you in the boot.
Okay, which actually made me feel better. Because I was feeling pretty low, pretty, like, you know, low self-worth. So yeah, I kind of had to dig deep on that one and look at what, you know, just look at realizing I'm okay without my career, without my strength, without my handstands, without any of that, and just realize, like, actually I'm fine, I'm good enough as I am. And when everything's stripped away, that's kind of the rawness. Are you letting them have a drink?
Yeah, you can do. They probably want some.
Yeah, Cassie's going to want a drink. So yeah, that's where we're at. All's being stripped back. Yeah, go on.
But where are we now? Right now? Tell them about your fixed eye.
Oh yeah. I went back to those. So I had to have a course of injections in my eyeball, which is not to be recommended unless you really need it. And it was quite a traumatic experience, so I refused. I just didn't take the last one. There was a lot going on that week, and I just said, no, I'm not doing it. I think I'm going to get better on my own. I'm going to heal this. And they were like, no, it'll definitely get worse. And then I think it was last week or the week before, I went to the hospital, and yeah, they were like, well, I don't know how, but it's healed itself. And I was like, well, there we are then. And that was really validating, because bodies can heal, and I knew this. And you know, I'm a big believer in the power of the mind. You know, if someone tells you you'll never be able to train again, I think a lot of people just go, yeah, okay, that's that, I won't. And after a few tears and a meltdown, and
you've done lots of holistic stuff as well.
Yeah.
And looked after yourself.
I've really looked after myself. I've done all the things. I've got my team of well, I got my acupuncturist, my
well-being.
My well-being circle.
Well-being.
My well-being circle. I've got my osteopath. I've had bioresonance healing. What else have I done? Reiki. Oh, I've done it all. I've done it all, and it works. And the power of the mind, I think, and the positivity as well.
Yeah.
Because apparently there is some sort of, I think there was some scientific experiment done at some point. I'm not sure like the quality of the conditions and the experiment, where people did actually improve their eyesight by being grateful for their sight. And I was literally getting up every morning and walking around the park going, oh my God, how beautiful. I am so grateful for my eyes. I'm so grateful to be able to see the trees. Like, look at those. And there is nothing like having something that you take for granted almost taken away from you to make you really appreciate it. And I will always, like every day, I'm just like, I'm so grateful for my eyes. And yes, pretty much back to normal. So yeah, that's me and my
Didn't know that, did you guys? You thought it was all like, you know, you thought it was all fun and games. And it was, wasn't it? For the first 2 years, we've said,
ago,
like, it's just been...
we were in Valencia.
Yeah, it's just been like, it's been amazing, because we met each other, and like, you know, after a couple of days we realised, oh my gosh, we've been manifesting each other, and we've had some amazing highs. And like, we had a lot of plans for the start of this year. Like, it was Becky's 50th in May. We were going to go to Ibiza. Like, we had plans. We were going to go to like opening parties. We were going to, you know, but the universe had other plans. And like, you know, it's been really challenging. It's been a tough time. Like, everyone just thought, oh, it's been my dad's health, but Becky's been fighting this behind the scenes, you know. And you know, when she was told she's not going to be able to train, I was just like, what?
Yeah.
And then I had to put myself in that position. If somebody said to me, you can't run, you can't do kettlebells, and it's been really challenging. And you know, don't get me wrong, at times we've just been like, fuck's sake, you know, why us, kind of thing. But we quickly snap out of that. And
oh yeah, we've had those moments of like, why is this happening to me?
But I think also in those moments is understanding that just do the work. Like we're walking through the fire, but we're doing the work. This is happening, and we see shit going on in clients' lives every day. And you know, so we understand it's not just us. And also, we also see, and this is no disrespect to anyone, we see people like capitulate when the shit hits the fan, and they neglect their health and say, we can't do this right now because, yeah.
Like, you know, I can't do this, there's too much going on.
Go up again.
And it's ultimately the time where you really have to double down on looking after yourself. And it's been our saving grace, isn't
Really has, yeah, really has. And I was saying on a video that I couldn't go through life right now. It's great that, you know, you're not going to be doing muscle ups and handstand walks at the minute, but we train together, and you're on the mend. But with everything that's going on, we've had to abandon all plans. Like, I booked a weekend for Becky's birthday, but we're going to go at the end of August, because we were hoping, well, hopefully your eye's going to be better, my dad's going to be... But at the end of the day, there's a lot of things out of our control. But what we can control is walks in nature, being grateful, understanding that the universe has got a way bigger plan. And, you know, I'm terrible for trying to control outcomes, and sometimes you just got to surrender to it and go, right, okay, so we've got this vision for our future, we've got this vision for how our bodies want to look and feel, on our plans. So how are we going to show up today, even with all the shit going on? And that's the message tonight, guys. And hopefully this has given you some insights, because you'll always get full transparency from us. A lot of people have said...
I'm a bit more mysterious than you.
Yeah? What, like a mysterious girl? Want to get close to you?
I'm not quite as
Yeah. But, you know, we always put stuff on our stories, and people are like, oh, we love your stories. Like, you know, you guys love to party, and then you're training this. And like, you'll always get full transparency. So hopefully... You know, because social media is a highlight reel, and but behind the scenes, it's been a tough year this year, but we're still in the game, and we keep moving. And if people are listening to this, going, fucking hell, yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, I've had some issues and this, that, and I down tools on my health and fitness. Don't down tools with your health and fitness. Health and fitness doesn't mean you're listening to David Goggins doing an ice bath at 5 a.m, running up a mountain. It doesn't have to be that, but it can just be you're trying to look after yourself and improve. Right, that's all from us. We're going to get this uploaded. Thanks for joining. Talk to you again.